Hey everybody, Justin Cena here. I've got an awesome video for you, and this is actually kind of piggybacking off of a great discussion that we had, or a little poll that we had inside of my group, Cena Shopify Mastermind on Facebook. We were really talking about how do you create, or what is the perfect homepage, and I think with Shopify or e-commerce, a lot of the time we're kind of more focused on our product pages than the homepage, and I think that's probably most of the time a good decision, right? Product pages are obviously going to be where we drive our sales, right? Where we're going to make our money. But we want to have a nice homepage as well. There's no doubt about that. And we were kind of talking about what's inside of a homepage, or why we would want to have that perfect homepage, and we'll kind of go over that in a second. But really, the idea here is that we want to be able to figure out what will actually grow our business on the homepage, right? We don't need bells and whistles just to make it look fancy. We want to know, what things are actually going to be significant to driving our business. Okay, that's the idea of this discussion that we had, and I'll show you kind of the main things or the main goals that we've all kind of agreed upon. And there were definitely more than these, but I think kind of we've been able to whittle down the list to make sure that this is really the things that we could spend time on that will actually affect our bottom line, right? Again, we're not concerned about all the bells and whistles, right? We don't need a really cool exit pop-up or something like that, right? That's not going to be super significant to our business, right? But these three goals of a homepage are definitely super significant. Number one, branding, right? Number two, trust. Number three, call to action, right? We need to be able to basically effectively have a homepage that can portray all three of these goals. And some of them are very easy to do. Call to actions to buy. I mean, I think every single theme, no matter even if you just get one like right out of the box, you don't even touch it, it will have call to actions to buy on the homepage. I mean, that's a basic thing. But we need to always focus on. Remember, this is e-commerce. Every single focus that we do has to be about making money. Okay, it's not about creating the coolest website. It's about making money. Okay, so let's talk about some homepage factors that we definitely want to include on our site. And we're looking through some competitor pages to do this. Again, I'm referencing the kind of great discussion that we had in the Senior Shopify Mastermind about this. And I think really what we found constantly on successful competitor pages is that branding is always front and center, right? It's like literally you don't have to guess, you don't have to look too far to understand the niche of the site. Okay, we're talking about having a fully branded environment so people can come and really agree with what's going on. I think the most ideal setup for a home page is when someone lands on your page, they start nodding their head yes. They're like, yep, I'm in the right place. I like cats. This website's all about cats. All the branding is about cats. I'm in the right place. Okay. Trust signals. That's another huge one, and we're talking about different varieties of trust signals. For example, trust badges, right? Those are obviously the most common ones. But I think a bigger one is user-generated content, right? And this could kind of go hand in hand with reviews. This is really reviews on steroids. It's way more powerful. User-generated content, literally content, mostly video or images, from your customers saying, hey, I bought this product. I'm super happy. Look at my huge smiling face enjoying the product. I mean, that is a massive asset for you when it comes to marketing, and we'd love to throw that on the homepage. Okay. Reviews as well, right? Reviews, user-generated content, they kind of go hand in hand. It's about building trust. Okay, and then of course we need product. We need product on the homepage. We need to make money. Well, this is our call to action, right? We need a call to action to actually go ahead and buy products. Maybe we're promoting our hottest products. Maybe we're promoting sale products. Whatever the promotional idea is, we're going to want to smack that on the homepage because that's a very strong place for call to action. Okay, so in kind of conclusion to our discussion, the perfect homepage, right, it's going to include these type of factors, or the perfect homepage will drive sales, right? It's going to have a strong call to action. It will increase trust. It's going to make the customer feel like we're a big brand, right? It's going to solidify your niche branding. We're going to create that environment where people are immediately nodding their head yes, saying, hey, I'm in the right spot. Here comes my credit card, right? And that's the name of the game. Okay, so I want to introduce a little app. It's called Shogun Shopify app, and this is literally going to allow you to customize your homepage without any code. Okay, this is really kind of, if you're familiar with Shopify, if you're familiar with the code inside of Shopify, if you were going to make edits to the layout of pages, for example, like the product page, or what we're talking about here, the home page, you'd need to edit the page templates, right? That involves code. Okay, Shogun is an app that kind of is an in-between to where you're going to be able to make these wholesale template changes, change the entire layout of your site, but you're never going to have to look at code. Okay, and this really goes hand in hand with the whole idea of Shopify being for marketers and not for developers, because we're going to be able to do this without looking at any code. It's just a simple app inside of our store, and I'm going to actually walk you through setting up the perfect home page with the Shogun app, and I'll show you just how easy it is. We'll go over the shoulder right now and we'll build that perfect homepage. Okay, so we're inside the Shogun app right now, and I'm going to show you about the home page and just to kind of walk you through the back end of the app. Super easy to navigate, really great interface here, so you're going to be able to find everything you want. These are existing pages. You'll see that I've actually started customizing a home page, and you're going to see how I'll walk you through some of the steps that I've done there in the little drag and drop editor that Shogun has beautifully built. Really great. It's it's like one of those what you see is what you get editors, right? You're going to literally see the page, and we're going to be able to point and click. You just actually see what I'm going to do in a couple of minutes, so you'll see it there. Okay, you see there's other pages as well, right? These are existing pages on my site, and this would say, like for example, I have the contact page already. We can go right in here, import the contact us page into Shogun, and then Shogun would then allow us to actually make the edits like you're going to see here. Okay, but right now I created a new page. I called it Home Test. I'm going to eventually use this to replace my home page because again, we're building the perfect home page. So I'm going to click into here, and what's going to be brought up is actually a visual representation of what your page will look like when you finish building it. And you're going to see that basically what happens is it fits directly into your theme. Okay, so you see over here, this is basically our header. Okay, and I don't want to get too technical, but basically on every page, there's a persistent header, there's a content area, and then there's also a persistent footer. Okay, so your footer will carry over from all of your pages. Your header, of course, will carry over. It's where your logo and your navigation is. It will carry over all the pages. This is your content area, and this is Shogun in action. Okay, if you've used ClickFunnels, it's kind of similar to that in terms of their awesome editor. Right, they have your little point and click thing here where we're able to really edit anything we want. And I want to go back to the PowerPoint really quickly because some of the factors that we want to add in here, right? Drive sales, increase trust, solidify niche branding. We want to do all of that, and we're going to do that with Shogun. Okay, so I actually added a little homepage banner here because I want to really solidify the idea that this is a wild animal store or a fantastical animal store, like mermaids and werewolves and things like that, right? Not real animals, right? So I want to solidify that branding right off the bat, right? I want to go right into my first look, right? Think about it. This is exactly what they're going to see, right? So as soon as they land on this page, I created this section. This is just a big box, right? See a box over here. See in the top right corner we got box. I put just little text icons. I put a button in here. I put an image. Right, and I'm just solidifying my branding. This is one of my more popular shirts, so I just stuck it on the home page. Solidifying my branding. First thing they see here, all of your favorite creatures, and of course this is totally editable. You could change it to any text you want. Right, you can edit to whatever you want. Change the color, of course. Right, change everything. Right, doesn't matter. You could do that all very easily. Right, we'll just change this to green or something. Right, very easy to do. Just Control Z, to undo your changes. But incredibly easy platform to work with. So we want to, again, in the PowerPoint says, increase our branding or solidify our branding, right? Our niche is fantastical creatures. Look what they see immediately when they land, right? We have a really cool kind of animalistic banner image, right? You have a background image right here. You can find tons of great background images on places like unsplash.com or pexels.com, totally free. You just upload it right into here. Of course, you can change your background color right in here. Change the height if you want this to be a little bit taller. Normally leaving the default is going to work well unless you have a really big product, right? You have literally all of these options in here. Of course, you have your background, padding, margins. Most of the time you're not going to need to deal with this, but if you wanted to move things around, you certainly can with the margin thing. Really what you're going to be dealing with most of the time are just the simple setup of a box and then content inside the box, okay? So if you want to solidify your branding, I'll give you another example. Let's say you're running a dog store, right? What would I want to have here? I'd want to have really maybe my most popular dog product, and maybe I'd say something like the perfect spot for dog lovers. Right? Over here I say all of your favorite creatures, right? Something that is going to automatically resonate with our customer or our potential customer, right? That is the basis of a perfect homepage, right? Shogun makes it super easy, right? You have your box and your content, okay? So let's scroll down. And again, this is all fitting inside of the frame of your site, right? Remember, we have our header, our footer, and then our content area. Okay, if we wanted to delete this section for whatever reason, literally as simple as coming up here and clicking delete. Okay, if you want to duplicate, I'll just show you real quick. We'll press this button. Right underneath will be another section. Okay, we don't want this section, simply delete it. Okay, so let's continue scrolling down here. Show you another section, right? Shop our creatures, right? Shop our creatures. This is going to be, and I'll actually show we could build out this a little bit. This is a section, and again, we see box, right? So every single section in Shogun is going to have a box. Inside the section will be different content areas. We have a text area, we have images, right? And what I want these to do would be to link over into our specific category pages for each of our creatures. Okay, so for example, I'm going to come over here and add an image. One of the creatures we have is dragons, right? So I'm going to add a dragon image here and then link it to our dragon collection. So right here, we're just going to simply upload an image. Okay, so we're uploading that image. We got dragon. Okay, now what we want to do is put in our link. So we have our link over here, right? And I'm just simply going to go and paste in the link. This is to my dragon collection, right? You're just going to go and find the URL for the page that you want to link to. Of course, we want to link our dragon call to action to our dragon collection. Okay, so we have that over here. We can pretty much leave everything else blank. We're not going to want to open this in a new window, but we could if we wanted. Typically, that's going to be if we're sending people off of our site. Okay, so we have this over here. I'm just going to save this up here for a safekeeping, and we can even preview this page. I'll show you kind of what we're looking at right now. And again, you're going to see our persistent header and footer, and then you're going to see our Shogun template page. So here's our persistent header, here's our persistent footer, and now what we're getting in here, I showed you this section. We just built this section out. Okay, so shop our creatures, right? Of course, we'd have 3 different images across the width here for our different creatures. We even have more. We can go into different rows, but you know, this is our call to action, right? Remember, let's go back to that perfect homepage, right? It's going to drive sales. Okay, super important, right? We've already solidified our niche branding, right? We can actually do more of that further down the page. We will, but we're going to drive sales with our call to action. Shop our creatures, right? Go right into the dragon collection, go right into the unicorn collection, go right into the mermaid collection, whatever, right? We'd be able to set that up directly inside of here. Okay, so again, this is just a preview of that. So we'll come down here and, you know, we'll go into the next section now. And we're all about making more money in this next section. Okay, check out our featured product of the week. Now, what is this section? It's just a box, right? Just like any other setup here, we have our box. Box is basically containing everything in it. We have our text. We have some more subtitle text. We have our product. We've linked this product to this product page. Okay, another call to action, right? This is a very strong section here. This is kind of the idea of social proof, right? People want to know what is our popular product. What are other people buying? What are we featuring? What is very important to us? Right, well, we're seeing that right here. Literally, this is just, you know, we can call it whatever we want. I'm calling this the featured product section because we have a product that we want to feature in front. And again, look at what we're doing here when they're getting on this page. Look at the progression here, solidifying the branding, call to action. Okay, so immediately we're saying they're in the right place. Then we're telling them, hey, go ahead and start buying. We're solidifying that. Hey, here's another great product to buy. Right, you see the progression of how our homepage kind of builds our brand and makes us money. Okay, let's continue scrolling down here. I want to show you this as an example because in this section, we don't really have a need for this, right? I was trying to kind of fit this in, awesome creatures, unique products. You know, I don't think this is so relevant for us, right? So what do we do with it? Simple, delete it, right? We don't have a use for it, we simply delete it, okay? Here's another cool section. I think almost everyone can utilize this section, especially on a niche store, right? This is a video section, obviously, right? We literally have a YouTube link right here. Now, let's say you're running a niche store for cats, right? Why don't you put a really cute cat video here? I mean, even better, you'd put a video of you know, someone enjoying your cat products, but that's a little bit harder to come by, okay? Adding video on here, even if it's not yours, it solidifies niche branding. Right now, obviously, we're not going to go in here and put a cat product of our competitor on here, but if we had like a generic funny cat video or something that, you know, a really heartwarming cat video, go ahead and grab the YouTube link and place it right in here. Okay. In this case, because we don't have one, simply deleting. Okay. Now we get into the good stuff. Customer testimonials. Every single person, every single store needs to have this. Okay. And I'll give you a quick golden nugget. Let's say you don't have any testimonials. You're doing dropshipping from AliExpress. Go to any product page on AliExpress, and there are going to be hundreds of reviews for top-selling products. You can borrow those reviews. Right. All you're trying to do is represent the product, so it's totally okay to borrow reviews from the exact same product. Okay, hopefully you'll be able to get your own customer testimonials. This is just a section in here, again, a box. This is actually and I'm not going to take credit for this section because this section was actually pre-made by Shogun because they understand how important this is on pretty much any homepage. So you could just kind of go in here, replace the images with your customers, replace their names, and of course their testimonials. I would argue that this is potentially one of the most powerful sections on this homepage. There is a more important one that we're going to get to in a second. Okay. Another call to action. Admittedly, this is a pretty light call to action, but you know, as people scroll down the page, we don't want them to forget about buying, right? We want to always have call to actions in their face. So this is just a little call to action to my apparel section of this website. Totally editable, right? You could do wherever you want. Put it to any collection, change any call to action. Right, you get the point. You could edit it to however you want. And of course, we have our purple color scheme kind of carrying over. Okay. Now we have, in my opinion, the most important part of the homepage. I really think, I'm not even kidding, I really think this is so important. And again, just super easy with Shogun. This is really what turned me on to Shogun in the first place, and I think this is why you guys should definitely want to investigate using this for your own store. in just a matter of clicks, I was able to build this section that has our happy customers. Okay, obviously I just put in some very basic. I actually took these from AliExpress. This is, I guess, a girl who bought a phone case. I have no relation to this product, just showing you as an example. Okay, customers are happy to submit photos. You might need to incentivize them to do it. Like you can send out an email and say, hey, anyone who bought my phone case or whatever it is, or whatever hot product you've had, or anyone who bought any product, submit a photo to us via social media or email, and we'll give you a 10% off coupon code, right? Because these images of people enjoying their product, this makes your entire homepage. This arguably makes your entire website. This could even make your entire brand, right? This is the difference between people coming in and saying, oh, you know, this is a nice website, maybe it's trustworthy, to saying, hey, this is definitely somewhere I could put my credit card information in. This is a company that has proven that they can sell the product that I'm looking at, and that some customer, and hopefully customers in plural, are actually enjoying that product, right? Unbelievably powerful section right here, okay? And literally to build it, all you're doing is adding a box, right? You're adding, you're adding your text inside that, then you're adding your 3 sub boxes to add your images into. I mean, literally, it couldn't get any easier. You get to have the most important section on a homepage in just a couple of clicks. So last thing I just want to show you, how to build, your own kind of section like this. So we just come over here and grab box, and we're going to drag it down. You see the little blue line is going to indicate exactly where it's going to go. We're going to set it up over here. We got a full width box now. We're going to change it. I'm just going to show you let's do a red border. I'm going to delete this later on, but I'm just going to show you how to do it. We could add a background image as well if we want. I'm not going to do that right now, but we're going to come over here. We have our box. Okay, now we need to add more elements to the box. How about we add some text? So we'll come right over here, add text to this box. We have our text section now. We can go in and edit it. See, the text is left aligned right now. You're all familiar with these, right? This is just basic editing, right? You want to make it a little bit bigger? Okay, we'll just use the drop down. I mean, this is super intuitive. Right, we want to change the color to white. Okay, we got it. You want to make it, let's see, bold and underlined. You got it, right? Let's just call this the Shogun example. Okay, and we have this on here. Okay, we got our text section. Okay, you want to change stuff like margins. Watch this. Just simply add in margin. You're getting top and bottom margin added. If you want to unlock them, you could just do top, right? Typically, you want to do top and bottom just to kind of make it look uniform. Okay, so I'll put this back here. 23 pixel margin. Okay, come back to elements. Okay, let's just rebuild this one. Okay, come over here, and we're going to either add in. Well, we didn't talk about what we want to do. We want to recreate this section. Okay. So what you see here is actually a 3-column setup. So we want to come over here and add our columns section over here. And we're going to add that into this box right here. And we're going to add 3 columns. And we could add 4 if we want. We could add 5, right? Maybe your images are very small. You could even fit 6 in a column. I'm going to go right back to 3 because I want to just copy this. Now you could edit the column sizing. I recommend not touching this. This is set up to be even spacing on each side. Okay. Now you have 3 columns. Okay. Now inside those columns, you need to put more elements. For example, an image. Right? We'll put an image over here. And just to make it uniform, we'll come back over here. We're going to add an image to all 3. Okay, elements, add image. Okay. Now what would we do here? Let's say we wanted to create another happy customer section. Just simply come over here, upload an image. Right? We drag and drop an image into our store. And all we would need to really do is select an image. Right? Okay, I'm just uploading a random image that I had on my desktop. Obviously, it's not very relevant, but you saw same idea that we did over here, right? We're just adding images, right? You want to link them over somewhere? No problem. You just come right over here to link section, link it to any spot you want. Or maybe you could even do, like, let's say, for example, you have our happy customers enjoying our most popular products. You show product 1, product 2, product 3, and then actually link them to each of those products. And that kind of gives us a nice combination of 2 of the factors that we talked about back in this presentation, driving sales and increasing trust at the same time. So a lot that you can do in the Shogun app. Again, I'm highly recommending it for customizing that perfect homepage. Check it out in the App Store now. Again, Shogun app. You're going to love the kind of ease of use that you have in there. And go ahead and build that perfect homepage. I'd love to see you kind of share that inside of my group, Senior Shopify Mastermind. Everyone can kind of critique it and give you some feedback. But definitely get to customizing out there and start taking advantage of the homepage. I think it's an asset that a lot of people have kind of ignored, but definitely very powerful. Again, this is what the perfect homepage will do. You could do that all through the Shogun app, and I'll talk to you real soon.